the TBI Alliance, I imagine, is very much so involved in advocacy works. Is there any movement, any changes, or anything in particular, any avenue in particular that they're working towards?
Well, we are just in the beginning stages of forming the alliance, and sort of where we are at this point is we have reached out to a number of key stakeholders across this country who are either involved in sports or involved in work around advocating for our returning veterans, or our researchers who are leading scientists trying to figure out effective diagnosis and addressing these issues. And what's interesting is as we've reached out to these individuals, it's been very clear that there isn't a lot of attention around the overlap between TBI and mental well-being. And there's immediate recognition that yes, more needs to be done. And so everyone that we've spoken with has immediately been engaged, which has just been wonderful. And so sort of our next step in this process is to bring together who we've engaged thus far to make sure that we understand fully what we know right now, because the information changes day to day. And then figure out, where do we go from here? What is it exactly that we want to address? And how are we going to go about doing that?
Now, I know the MHA and the TBI Alliance is participating in some efforts to publicly increase awareness and education. Can you name some of those efforts?
Well, we're just starting to identify what those efforts are going to be, but part of it is really going to need to be around education and getting out there and providing education in public forums and among our alliance members about what the major issues are, right? How do we identify these issues? What are the major areas that we need to be working on? How can we improve education and training of the workforce, including those professionals that are working to rehabilitate individuals? You know, how can they better work to identify the mental health impact, and then how can mental health professionals be sure that they're identifying what might be traumatic brain injury, even though it might look like a mental health condition. So those are some of the things that I see that we'll probably be taking on in order to increase education awareness on this issue. So MHA has an annual gala every year that focuses on a different aspect of mental health where we feel that there's a need to increase awareness. And so this year we are shedding light on traumatic brain injury and its emotional impact. It's taking place on June 5th. We are honoring Harry Carson, who is a former NFL Giants linebacker, for his pioneering work around advancing attention around the devastating impact of TBI. We're also honoring Sylvia Mackey, who is the widow of the Colts player John Mackey, and she actually co-founded NFL's 88 plan, which provides resources to retired football players who have sustained TBI. We're also honoring Sarah Rainey. She's a sports youth advocate, and she particularly focuses on concussion management and education. And then joining us at this event to MC are the ABC News correspondent Bob Woodruff and his wife Lee. They founded the Woodruff Foundation that is dedicated to serving military service members who have sustained traumatic brain injury or other combat stress. And at this event, we are launching the Traumatic Brain Injury and Emotional Wellness Alliance. And then joining us at this event to MC are the ABC News correspondent Bob Woodruff and his wife Lee. They founded the Woodruff Foundation that is dedicated to serving military service members who have sustained traumatic brain injury or other combat stress. And at this event, we are launching the Traumatic Brain Injury and Emotional Wellness Alliance. And so we hope that individuals who are interested in this issue will join us in our efforts so that we can really advance attention and action on a national level.